All right, good morning. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody? Just going to make sure you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I'm coming. Let's go. Changing mine? Yeah.
I assume you can. All right, let's pull it up. Just make sure you guys can hear me. And we'll kind of go over the plan for today, see what we're looking at. Good morning, Predator. Thank you for confirming that you can hear me. Alrighty, well, there you go.
Been up there for a long time.
We do got a gap in the chart here from yesterday. Excuse me. We closed out yesterday. Where do we close? Let's just click on one of these other ones so we can see. 831 on the Nasdaq there. 831 on the Nasdaq is the gap to the upside. Do got a fresh Apex account here. I don't know if you guys saw. Apex is 90% off. So, got a fresh Apex account here that we are going to likely full send here at it. Well, you know, within reason. Full send it within reason. You can see I'm already long on the ES right there, one contract. We're already long on the ES. Where's the VWAP? It's up at the 70 area on the Nasdaq. So if we kind of get above that area and get going strong, then I think that we get above 70. Obviously, we get a push up into the 90 area immediate. That would be your next immediate kind of target up there, with that gap fill up higher there. So if we push above the VWAP here quickly, then that's where I will want to look to kind of participate. So in this zone here for long, that would be the idea that I have there. On this account on the ES over here, we only need $800, so this is our target, the 70. That should give us what we need. That's also the gap fill on the ES from overnight. So obviously that's what we think is probably going to happen. I have my stop down here. The lows are at the 45s. I have it just below that. Obviously, if we lose the 45, I'll probably just kill it. But so just kind of a one-to-one risk to reward on this move, looking for that push up there. So we're already long. We traded into the zone of interest that Mancini said. It says if we lose 45, we sell. But as long as we hold the 50 area, he wanted to see the 50 area tested overnight. It was right here in the London session. It held, kind of came back down, tested it once again here. That would have been the better entry for the push up into the 60s. But obviously I wasn't on at 6 o'clock this morning. So this is where we took the entry. So we're putting in kind of, higher low. So kind of want to keep that little stair step up there. So kind of want to hold that low to low area there is kind of what you want to see. You want to see it hold and just push. So that's kind of the idea this morning that we're playing with. I am going to keep it. I'll switch back and forth between this and that, just kind of keep an eye on it. We don't have a whole lot of area this morning for our screen, so we're having to click on and off stuff, but that's just, it's fine. Where are we at for subscribers? Let's pull that up. I didn't even look this morning. I don't think we made it to 400 overnight. Maybe we did. I don't think we did. Let's see. Nope, we're 398 looks like. 398. We can do better than that. We got to get to the 400s today for sure. We only need 2. Should be able to do it. Should have got there yesterday. Obviously, I know this week's going to be a bit slower since I'm not streaming as long, but you know, it's all right. So, like, once again, Apex did launch their 90% off sale. I didn't even pay attention to see where it's good through, but if you are interested in trading futures, now is a good time to do it. 90% off, can't complain. See if we can't get the VWAP on here. I don't see it yet. I downloaded it, but sometimes it takes it a little minute to show up. I think it's normally under the volume based. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it's normally under the volume based. Not there yet. That's all right. We know the VWAPs are at or around the 70 at least. So got the two 5-minute accounts here, and then this is, like I said, a fresh Apex 50K that we're gonna be full sending this morning. 7 contracts. I think we're looking for 22 points. 22 points on that. Get the 22 points. We get her funded in one run right there. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Thank you. Thank you. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Got about 5 minutes here until the market opens. We went and we did some stuff yesterday. I'm making a vlog of the stuff I'm doing while I'm here, so that'll come out here in the next week or so. Obviously, I won't be back home until Saturday, so maybe sometime over the weekend there. Maybe sometime over the weekend. But we'll give you guys a little spoiler. We wouldn't play poker yesterday. We did make some money. We were up $416 playing poker, 3 hours. Was playing 1-2. Wasn't playing a real big game there, but then the plan was to go ahead and take the profits and kind of slap those down on the roulette table and try to double them up. But we were at a very small casino that's, I don't even remember. It was like Harrah's something River Casino. Maybe it's in Rhode Island. I don't even know specifically where we were. I can't remember. But yeah, we made 416, and the roulette wheel wasn't open. They didn't have the roulette table open, so they did not have it open, which was a bit disappointing, but it's fine. So today we're headed out to another casino in Connecticut. I don't even know what was the name of it. There's 2 out there, I guess. Foxwoods and something else. Foxwoods, and then I don't remember what the other one is, but we're gonna be heading out there. But we will, we'll be keeping up with what we do, so we'll keep up with what we do and kind of turn it into some content. We don't usually do stuff like that, but it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fun. I'm hungry this morning. I overslept and I did not go and get breakfast. So I'm pretty hungry. I did have some leftover pizza last night that might be upstairs in the fridge, but pizza for breakfast, I don't know. I mean, seems fine, right? Seems fine. Oh. So what I'd like to see here at open, let's push up. Let's get above that VWAP. Whoa. What was that? Some sell volume just blasted through right there. Look at that. Sell volume just blasted through right there. All right, well, she's pulling back right there going into the open. Maybe we do participate before we get to the area. You just had the pizza predator? Yeah, but not for breakfast, right? Where you're at, it's lunchtime or so, right? Look at this thing go. Minute and a half before open. What's the ES doing? It's not really selling. So that is interesting there. Okay, let's check one more time for this indicator. I'd like for it to be on here, but I don't have to keep switching back and forth, but I guess I may have to just keep a look at it. It'll be fine. All right, here we go, guys. Less than a minute here before we open. We're going to be looking to take a position there, and we'll see what happens. The low a day on the NAS is at 713. Maybe it makes a run at that low before pushing higher. Maybe it makes a run at that low before pushing higher. No, I was saying, is it breakfast? It's not breakfast for you over there, is it, Predator? All right, let's get ready here. Got to open my other charts. Here we go. All right, let's see what happens here. If we see some buy volume come in here at open, maybe we got to dip a little lower, but let's just see what happens. And we're open. Buyers coming in here. Just trying to be a little careful here at open. Be a little careful. Thinking that we're gonna, kind of thinking we were gonna push there, but I don't know. Trying to sell off here. I did take a little short over here. All right. Up $1,300, going for 15 here. Can we get it? Lock it in. Let's actually, well, I was going to move my target down more. So I think that's $1,500 there. Just took that one off, or just took that real quick rip down right there. So we ran the lows there through that pivot. Woo, might get stopped out over here. I got to hold the 45, so are we going to get stopped? Gets to hold them 45s. So that back to our support area there. This thing doesn't hold here, then I may give it a little bit of more room here, but no, we got to kind of hold right in this area. I don't know what's all that. I'm waiting for a possible bounce here, so maybe we could take a long. So making $1,500 on that first move there. I probably should have taken it on the Apex account, but I didn't really want to fade myself. But it's like, man, how can you not when it's selling off like that? You almost have to. Thanks, Predator. JB, where we stop looking for a trade after a certain time. Let's see. You should make a cutoff time for the mechanical strategies. Oh, there is a cutoff, JB. So on the 5-minute, you're only looking for that setup between 10 and 11 a.m. Oh, you're talking about if we don't get, yeah. So if we don't get usually it's like around 2 o'clock. That's kind of what I use right there as my barometer for that. Right around 2 o'clock. Usually that's what I try to say. All right, if we get the volume, the green volume pop back in here, maybe we get a push back up into this pivot at the 718s possible. Yeah, if we don't hit the 5-minute, if we don't hit that, get entered by about 2 o'clock, I usually take it off somewhere in there. Yeah, because I mean, if you're looking for 80, 100-point move, usually you're not gonna. I mean, you could get it, but it's not that likely in the afternoon after 2 p.m. Not that likely. All right, Mancini just tweeted. Let's read it right quick. He says, yesterday 42.75 is the range, 45 to 75 into another day of playing inside it. After 3 round trips in 48 hours, we're now 6 tests of 47 since Friday. Bulls want a reaction within 15 minutes to keep 68. So I'm probably going to give this another little bit more room. I don't want to get stopped out on this entry. I want to really, we really want to get this thing pushed back up. But what we want and what happens is, not always the same thing. Trying to make this WADA a little bigger here. Still just dumping. Still just dumping. I might get stopped on the ES over here. If we do, it looks like it's losing that 44. It's testing that 44 now. It's the area where it really needed to hold. So we may get stopped there. I probably should have waited. I don't normally enter the trades like that on the ES where I'm just like, all right, let's just take it off this level. We tried it. It might burn us, and if it does, it does. It's fine. Expecting some support. We should find some support down here at some point. Should find some support at some point here. But what did we make on that first trade? Let's take a look at it. Where's the... We made on the first trade, if I can find the right account, $1,500. This 15-minute opening range is pretty wide to the downside right now. Pretty wide to the downside. So got a little bounce here off the 43s. Let's see if we can't get this thing turned back up. Check on that ES. ES down to the 40. I'm not in love with that. Oh, it may just get stopped out here. Don't know how much room I'm comfortable giving it. Obviously, we got $1,000 daily loss limit here, but we got another pivot point down here at the 91s. 590 is it? Yeah, 590. It's almost to a point now where it's like, why fight it, right? Just kind of jump in and follow it. Feels like it's kind of getting some resistance here, but do you really want to try to kind of guess the bottom? Or let's just wait for a push back up and then, you know, go from there. Could jump in here, but I'd like to get a little more. I think we're at the lows from Friday. I mean, maybe we at least get a push back up into the 700. Just waiting to participate here. Buyers are popping in here, but I don't know how aggressive I want to be. All right, we're going to take it. And just put our stop at the lows. We'll hit our limit before we hit the lows, so probably not the smart. We're probably gonna get stopped already. Probably should have gave it a little more time there to push. Yeah, there you go. That's why you play around with those 50K accounts sometimes. I probably shouldn't do that, but I should have waited. When you're full porting, you really should wait. Kind of a goofy idea to do that. I just had said I probably should wait, and we did it anyway. All right, let's see here. That was a bad idea. Five, 4, 2. All right. Pushing through here. Sellers coming back through. Pivot down there at the 90s. So now it's starting to look like it might bounce here. I probably should have waited for that last little push through. A little early to the party there. All right, let's see here. It's kind of consolidating down here, not really going in one direction or the other. Got to get either back above that pivot to the upside there, 720s, or sell back through. Go down to the pivot to the downside here. Oh yeah, I do need to mark out that 15-minute opening range break here. Let's go ahead and mark that out. Let's go ahead and mark it out. And we also have news coming out 10 a.m., so to be aware of. So we got one more minute. I am currently in a position. I'm about to take it off those. I don't want to be holding it. Okay, let's pull this over here. So this is our 15-minute breakout, breakdown. I don't want to see the time there. I don't love taking it down here, but kind of feel like it's going to probably push through there right at the, there we go. So we're tagged in. So we're looking for 05s. So we're looking for 0525 here. Oh, I'm sorry, 0625 to lock in 10. And then the next down is 90. Something like that. So we're looking for this second level here in order to lock in 10. So we got to reach the second bar to lock in 10, third bar to lock in 20, so on and so forth. Short here as well. I'm going to go ahead and move this one to break even. That's not the 15-minute strategy. That's just me taking an entry. Come on. Got to see these sellers pop back through here, send this thing on down. Let's at least touch the whole number there. That way we can lock in some profits. Well, that's not a good looking candle there. I was kind of thinking we should go there. Kind of needed to go. All right, stopped out on the other account. You guys can see there. Kind of needed to go there down if we were going to go. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We appreciate it. Trying to push into that 400 subscribers there. I think we're at 398 currently. Let's see. 398 and holding. We need 400. Don't love that it's pushing back up into the zone. I want it to kind of turn that zone into 15-minute range into some resistance here and continue to push down. It's kind of what you want to see. It's kind of been this, you know, we had this big move down at open, and then it's kind of been a grinder since then. That might be what we get here. So I'm just trying to watch it here, see what happens. Want to see those sellers pop through, though. They're not popping through yet. I don't love the look of this, to be honest. I don't love the look of it, but as if I was looking for a breakout, my entry would be over 31. So kind of want to see it stay below that area. Because if I was looking for a breakout trade here, I would have the target, not the target, the entry would be right around that 31 area for a little breakout, the high of this candle here. So really want to see it stay below there. At least test the 600 here. Give us an opportunity to lock in some profits. That would be ideal. Test of the 600s, we won't be mad about it. I mean, even if it stops us, we're not mad about it, obviously, but just trying to, you know, lock in a little something after we did the goofiness with the Apex account this morning. All right, there comes some sellers. All right, just tag that 06 area there, and we'll go ahead and move our stop down. So I need the sellers to come on in here, push on down, if it's going to happen. I forgot I was even short over there on the ES. Still short on the ES, by the way. I don't think we're stopped out on that yet. Man, I don't want to move it too early, but I'm going to say that's good enough. There we go. So now we want to see it touch this line, 96, and we can lock in the next level there. Might get stopped. That's okay. Stopped out for profit there. Can't complain. So what was that? It's like $400. Like $400. We'll take it. Actually works out. We locked in profit there. Now let's bounce. Lock in profit and then you can bounce. And give us what we need on the other account. On the ES, that is. Did we get stopped out? Oh, we did get stopped out. Never mind. I didn't know we got stopped out there. $1,000 loss there on the ES. See, this is one of those ones where I probably should have waited, right? But this morning I was just like, let's just go ahead and take it. Probably not the smartest of ideas. I should have waited. Because Mancini did say if we lose 44, that's going to be the sell trigger. So I should have waited to see what happened in this area and then made a decision. And I didn't. But for the, you know, for tomorrow or whatever, going forward, we'll know. We'll know better than doing that. We will know better. So now the next trade's going to be looking for 5-minute breakout, breakdown. Numbers coming out here at 10 a.m. So we're going to kind of be patient until then. And then it's 3-star news. Three-star news. Wish I would have made a little better decisions on that 15-minute or on that Apex account there. I don't know. I hate trying to pick a high or a low, which is kind of what I was doing in the ES too. I was like, oh, let's just take a position and put our stop at the low, and then I gave it more room. Could have really just been stopped out there for a $500 loss instead of $1,000 if I'd have managed that a little better. But you live and you learn. I'm going to run grab something to drink right quick, guys. I'll be right back. We got news coming out in 5-6 minutes anyway, so I'm going to grab some to drink, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Just had to grab a drink. Grab a water. All right. This thing's through the 30s. Does this thing retest? I think this thing might retest the 50s quickly here. No, I said I was going to wait. All right, I think I'm going to take a long here. Let's see if this thing can retest the 50s. Just a small stop on it. Thinking we get a retest of the 50 right quick here. Retest of the 50. So just taking a long here. I'm going to move my stop just to break even here, just because we got these numbers coming out. Kind of protect myself here. I'm going to move my 2 contracts up a little bit. I want 48.75 on the first 2, and we'll try to leave a runner on. Come on. Go. Gotta go. Come on, we got 3 minutes to the numbers. I want to get stopped out here on the first 2. I'm going to move this up to the bottom of that wick right there. Come on. Let's give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on. Trying to be patient here. I'm also watching the clock. All right, stopped out on the 1. We're at break even on the runner here, so I'm just going to leave it on. This is Buellanock's account, so I'm not worried about trading the news. It's fine. If we get stopped beforehand, no big deal. If we don't, then maybe it rips to our target. I don't know. There's an imbalance up here, so I'm going to move that up to there. I might get stopped out here, but that's okay. That's risk-free at this point. We're currently up $1,800 on this account. Up 18 on this one, down 2,000 on the 2,500 on the Apex that we tried to full send this morning. I'm eating a banana. So if you guys hear me chewing, sorry. All right, let's see what the news brings us. Inside a minute here. Take us to the moon. Maybe we'll move our stop just to there, just in case we get some slippage. If we do get a rip back down here. Should I target higher? I don't really know what kind of a rip we might get here. Maybe we should throw our target up here a little higher. I mean, you never know, right? Rather it be higher and not get filled than the other way around. There's the numbers. Not really the direction that we were thinking. All right, stopped out there. So locking in $1,830. I am actually going to just close that account. I don't even want to be tempted to trade it anymore today. So we're going to close the Bewleys. We're going to close down Quantower altogether. Do not want to be tempted. So now we're looking for the 5-minute gap to form. We got it on the 5-minute chart here. That's what we're going to be looking for. If you guys haven't already, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Let's see. Still at 398. We need 2 more subscribers. Here comes the sellers. Oh, well, let's see. Pivot point down there at the 91s. So that one green day that we had yesterday, I guess, was just a blip on the radar there. I think we had 5 red days in a row before that. I mean, early in the days, anything can happen, right? But seems that way anyway. Oh, good thing I clicked over here because this thing will put me back on the practice account. I hate it when it does that. So just waiting for a 5-minute gap to form. And then we'll take a short based on that. See what Mancini has to say. I don't think the Bulls came in the 15 minutes like he thought, like he said. After 6 tests of 47 ES since Friday, Bulls didn't have a 7th left in them and finally cracked. 38.20, we're first down. Coming into 20 now. Big support here. 47 must reclaim, though, to trigger a major short squeeze. 20 fails, we see 05. So there you go. 20 fails, we see 05 there based on Mancini's information. Got the... Yeah, I took this loss here. That was kind of a dumb trade. I mean, in hindsight, obviously, it could have worked. But... All right. Bouncing off the 05s there on the Nasdaq. This thing's trying to hold up there. It is trying to hold up there. It's trying its best. Need to open that Quan Tower back up. So push back up into the 30s. Seller's trying to come back through there. The Quan Tower not come up? That's where I clicked on it. It's trying to pop back up there. Move this over here so you guys don't have to. All right, let's see if we can't get this thing going. I want to cancel these. I'm looking at one account. I want to see if it's going to allow me to trade it. I couldn't get on there the other day. I had a My Funded Futures account, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't let me on there. See if it'll let us get on that thing today. Just hanging out at the lows here. I mean, is it either gonna, you're kind of looking, well, I mean, she's either gonna break down, break out, or kind of break down. I don't know. One or the other there. Quan Tower is so glitchy sometimes. It's ridiculous. Probably, Oh, come on. Trying to get logged on here. I wanted to take an entry, but it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not letting me on. All right, maybe now it will. Connecting. All right, it's finally connecting. right, we're on. Popping back up here. So it tried to get through that 600 there and couldn't do it. Buyers are popping back in here. A little pop back up. I do think ultimately we sell here, but how do you get there is the question, right? It's always the question. How do you get there? Popping back up, popping back up. Buyers are coming in strong here. Trying to see if this thing is going to want to pop back up here. Possibly. Doesn't. I mean, seems like it might want to. Volume coming in here, but so far not kind of doing it. I can do it. Tried to pop back up there, getting a little pullback now. If the volume comes back in strong here, we can possibly take a long, but if the sell volume pops in, then I think that this thing probably is just going to visit the lows there. Just kind of watching that WADA there to see what happens. Just watching the WADA. All right, let's see if the buyers step up here. Does it want to go? Need the buyers to step up and go if it's going to go. Hard to tell here. I don't. There comes the sellers. There comes the sellers. We should be able to push the 600s here, you would think. See if it can test the 600s here would be the idea. If it doesn't get through the 600s, test the 600 here, then that would be crazy. Testing the lows there, kind of a triple bottom there. Like I said, got the pivot down there at the 90. Kind of think that pivot probably wants to be touched. You'd feel like that's probably what it wants to do. So immediately, though, let's just see it test the 600s. Then we'll see if it can touch the pivot down there at the 90. See if it wants to touch the pivot. All right, sellers need to pop in here. Let's take this thing right through the 600s here. All right, taking a short here. Got my stop at break even. Looking for the push down into the pivot. Might stop me out. All right, stopped out there. It's fine. Just trying to get that break through the 600s, and it just doesn't want to go. Doesn't want to go. Does not want to go. Just holding up there. Just did not want to go. No 5-minute gap to speak of yet. 15 minutes in. So we had an exact double bottom there. Not loving the look of that on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute there. You'd think it'd want to go lower here, but it's unable to do it so far. Unable to do it at this point. I don't know. I don't know that I'm interested too much in longs here. I'm not so sure. Let's kind of look at this thing from a So I think if we break over 30, maybe we get a little pop into the 40 again, but so ES kind of consolidating down here at the lows. Kind of consolidating at the lows there. Well, we just kind of got some consolidation going on here. Oh. It's either going to consolidate and push higher or it's not, right? Or it's going to decide to go lower. But so far, there's just not really a whole lot of reason to do much else. I tried a short, I tried a long, kind of got stopped out, break even on the, made some money on the short, but stopped break even on the long and just decided to put the account away. I don't want to, this price action's not really giving us much follow through. Not much hope of follow through here. No follow through hope right now. So let's just wait. See if we get the 5 minute set up. See if we can get our 5 minutes set up and we'll jump in there and maybe that'll give us some action today. So let's just see what we get, waiting for that 5 minute gap to appear, to show itself. Once it does, we'll take it. I'm just not interested in. Already did a couple of crazy things this morning with the. Well, I made decent money on one account, but obviously we kind of YOLO'd that one account, the Apex account there. So we YOLO'd it, and not in a good way. So if you guys didn't see, Apex did start up 90% off sale. Link in the description for that. Coupon code up top there. I didn't even pay attention to see when the sale ends. Let's take a look. It says 90% off sale. Sale ends November the 7th at midnight. So I guess you got a little bit of time here. I mean, we got 2 weeks. So a nice 2 week sale here, 90% off. Give you an opportunity to pick up some funded accounts, get some accounts funded. Give you an opportunity to pick up some accounts, see what you get. I'm just waiting. I'm having the feeling that we're not going to get a 5 minute trade again today. It's been like that a lot lately. It's been kind of, I mean, I don't want to call it strange, but in my back testing, I mean, I knew there were some days where you didn't get a trade. There wasn't a lot though. Usually, I think it averaged like maybe once every 8 or 9 days. But these last 2 weeks, what have we been? Four? I want to say 4 days no trade out of like 10. And then probably out of the 5 or 6 days that we took trades, the majority of those were probably losers. So looking for it to kind of redeem itself soon. You got to take the good with the bad, right? You got to take the good with the bad there. Starting to get some volume to pop in here. A little bullish volume coming in, but you can see these 5 minute candles the last 30 minutes. It's just been, there's no follow through. I mean, we are trading in a decent range. Can make some trades in here, that's for sure. It's just not a whole lot of follow through. Not a lot of follow through here. Gonna switch over onto the. Come on. I don't know why it does that. It seems to be doing that. I mean, probably because of where I'm at. The internet's not. It's not the worst, but it's not the greatest either. So here's the 3 minute chart. I mean, just look at these wicks on the bottom of these candles, tops, bottoms. Just look at that last 3 minute candle there. Indecision. Getting tighter and tighter here, though, so something should happen. Probably going to move in one direction or the other. One could say anticipate a move down. Look at the 3 minute chart there on the ES, looking pretty similar. So we do have a red day going here. We're down 1,000 here. We're up 400 on the 15-minute breakdown. We YOLO'd an account, down 2,500 on that one. And then we're up 1,830 on that Bulenox account that we put away. And I was up like $300 on the that other account I was trading. So it is a red day so far. But the the 5 minute strat could get us back to green there if we get a nice winner going. We'll see what happens. I'll be right back. Give me about 1 minute. All right, we're back. Got a little movement there. We made finally broke those 600s. Just took some time. Broke the 600s. Now the question is, so if I wasn't looking for this strategy and I was looking for a setup, I like this pop back into the 610s. So as soon as that sell volume comes back in there, you could take this down to the 90. So as soon as you see a little sell volume pop back in here, you see it kind of testing the skid mark there. It looks like a decent area to try a short. If I were going to jump in here. It's kind of tempting here. Oh. How do I not have an 18? What? What's going on here? Do we jump in here and try a short? It's not what we're supposed to do, right? Especially not on the 15-minute account, or the 5-minute account. But we have done that before. We jumped in and kind of full sent it the other day, and so if the sales come in here, we might try a little short here, just 5 points, 15 contracts. See if we can't get $1,500 real quick. That's no sellers though, that's buyers. So traded down to the 96 and now pushing. You always expect to push back up, but that's a pretty strong pushback up there. Pretty strong. All right, just watching here. Oh, come on. Oh. This thing. It's difficult trading when you're trading somewhere where you're not comfortable, or you're not, you know what I mean. Everything's just different. Screen size is different, all that good stuff. So there you go. This thing just popped right back out of there. So that kind of killed that idea for the short there. I mean, look at her go. Look at her go. Wow. What's the ES doing? I think Mancini said need to 47 must reclaim to trigger a major short squeeze. Now this is interesting. Are we going to get a proper B to C to the upside here, or is this thing going to just start selling down here? Just nervous about taking longs. I didn't hit the button there. I was thinking about it, but we didn't. Would have kind of been into the 50 anyway there, so. Trying to test the top of this range that we've had going on for about the last half hour here. Just kind of waiting here, seeing what happens. Seller's trying to pop back in here. All right, we're gonna. What in the world? I got this backwards. This was only supposed to be. I don't know what I did there. I got that backwards though. Come on, sales, pop on in here. I don't have a very wide stop here, so. Got to push it down. If it gives me a chance to get out break even here, I'm just going to take it. If it gives me a chance, we'll just take it off right here. May not. Sellers are not popping through. Need a red boner candle to the downside right now. All right, well, that hurt. That hurt. There comes the BTC to the upside now. Buyers coming in there. I guess now it's going to go. And what happened there on this? Oh. 80. It was really just supposed to be 20, but that's all right. That'll be all right. Probably not the smartest trade we've ever made. Now that we got more room, can spread some of these out. Oh, today is Wednesday, is it not? I hope I did not miss out on using those resets. I think it's good through today. I need to do that in a minute. I got those free resets on the top step. that I need to use. So need to use those before they expire. Let's go through here and check. Let me make sure this is on the 5-minute chart so we can see. Still no gap to speak of yet. All right, so pushing back up now. You can see all that buy volume coming in there, taking us up into the 60s here. Kind of trailing off now. Pulling back below the 50 there. Still waiting on this 5-minute gap to potentially form. We got 20 more minutes before the 11 a.m. hour. Cannot hear anything. Sounds like the volume's coming out of my little side screen and not the main screen. So seller's trying to pull in here, pull back in here, retesting that 50 area there. So just kind of a little pop back up there right through the 60s. Retesting the skid mark here. Let's see if it bounces here. Bounce, or does it sell through? Testing the skid mark. Doesn't feel like we're going to get a 5-minute setup today. It's kind of the same way it's felt the last couple of days. Kind of disappointing. Like I said before, you'd like to, I mean, even if it's a loser, you'd still kind of like to get one there. All right, let's try to reset one of these accounts and see. See if that code is still working. I forgot all about it. I thought it was good through today though, but okay, it is still working. It is still working. All right, so we got to go through and just get these resets going. Just one there. Try to see. Let's see what we get. Let's try this one. Looks like they got So if you guys haven't used your 40K subs reset for Top Step yet, it is good through today. So go ahead and take advantage of that if you've not yet used it. Take advantage of it if you've not yet used it. Which means you could sign up for an account today if you don't have a Top Step account, and then use the code. You could. You certainly could. No gap yet. No gap formed yet. Still just waiting. Not a single gap to speak of yet. Well, we're getting a push here. Getting a push here. Let's see if we get a gap here. I don't know that we will, but I don't really know that I'd love it to the upside, to be honest, but if it gives us one, we'll take it. We will take it. If it presents us with a gap. Volume coming in there. What do we got? 2 more candles beyond this one to get a gap going there. So you kind of like for it to be formed early in the hour, but it just hasn't happened today. We do have the potential of a gap here. I'm going to have to get above that VWAP there and get going, though. Trading up into that large gap from this morning. You see from that sell-off right there at open. We got a potential setup here. Let's see what happens. Gotta go if it's gonna go. Losing a little steam here. And dying. It's got to go. There's still time on this candle. We still got well, no, a few seconds. Not likely to be forming a gap. Sorry for you guys that are watching for the 5-minute gap strategy. It's just not giving us a whole lot of opportunities this last week and a half. Normally it offers a lot more opportunities, but so far it's not happening. But we can't control the market, right? We just have to trade what it gives us. We just have to trade what it gives us. And right now it's not giving us much. Not giving us a lot. So this is the last candle here, basically. If this one, if we don't get a gap, we need a sell or a buy or whatever right here in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, just not going to do it today. So we're just waiting to see what happens. Look at that rejection there. Traded back up into that gap from earlier and just rejected right back down. Look at all those sellers popping in there. Have I tested the 5-minute gap out? Let's see. What'd you say there? Have I tested the 5-minute gap outside of the 10 to 11 a.m. time period? No, I have not. Predator. I have not. Well, actually, I have. Okay, let's take that back. So I did. Initially, the idea was to use the 5-minute gap strategy in London, 3 to 4 a.m., kind of the same hours that the Silver Bullet, ICT Silver Bullet kind of forms itself. So London, 3 to 4 a.m. Eastern, and then, 9 to 10 a.m. and 2 to 3 p.m. But I did find the win rate was much lower in those other sessions. So I abandoned it pretty quickly. I think when I did the back test, those were running in the 30% win rate, and this particular 10 to 11, I think because there's more volatility and because you're using the 5-minute chart, the win rate's much higher. You weren't getting setups in the London and the afternoon as often. It is interesting that it did push back up into this kind of gap there and just kind of sold back off. But I mean, that would be a huge. Your stop would have to be all the way up to the 750s. Your entry would be at 670. So your take profit would have to be what, 160 points for this one to make sense. Not saying it couldn't get there, but look at her go. What did the ES do? Did it retest the 4? Oh, it did. Look at there. So the ES actually pushed above the VWAP, retested the support from this morning, and sold off. All right, so let's watch. This is our last opportunity. So there is the potential for that gap to stay open. There is the potential. I don't have high hopes for it, but there's always the potential. Sorry guys, I normally give you a little more action. I don't feel like I traded that much this morning. I took a couple of boneheaded entries, and beyond that, we did have a couple of decent winners, but not a whole lot of action this morning. I'm just trying not to be super aggressive. I'm not, I don't have the whole picture here for myself when it comes to what I'm looking at. So, normally I like to use 2 or 3 different things, different confluences to kind of take my entries and exits, and feel like I'm kind of driving blind, if you will. Or at least I can see, but not, I don't know what the word is. You know what I mean? So you can see this push up right here pretty much closed that gap already. I mean, I guess technically there's still a small sliver. What, 35 to 37. So there's a 2-point gap there right now. 2-point gap. A gap is a gap, though, I guess, right? So let's see if it stays open. Well, prices moving back down to the 620s here. Where would be the stop loss if we took it on this entry here, JB? So you got a 3-candle setup, right? So the gap's on your second candle. So this green candle is your first candle here. See the top of that wick? There's your stop. Top of that wick on the first candle. The gap is on the second candle. And then, that's your third candle. You would enter the short at the bottom of the gap here. So stop loss is going to be 79. Just call it. That's 1 tick above that top of that wick. So that'd be the stop loss if we do get this entry. So we'd be short from 35. Stop loss at 79. So what is that? 44 handles. So we would be looking for 88 handles in profit. And don't ask me to do that math. We'll have to... We'll break out the calculator when the time comes there. 88, I guess it's not that hard to do, huh? From 35, that's 53. So your take profit will be 47. So 547 would be your take profit. So I have the ability to do the math on this. So if 80, I don't know. I was going to try to put in a auto break even there, but I guess I could use my calculator right quick. But I've already forgot the numbers. All right, let's use the calculator right quick if we can. So 35 to 79. 44. So 88 times 4, 352. All right, let's get this on here. 352 times 0.75. So 264. 264. And that would be 44 times 4. 176. Okay. All right, then we put our entries. So this did actually work out there. And we're tagged in already. Trying to get the stop loss where we need it to be there. So there we go. So that's the idea. I got the auto break even in. I think I did. So once it hits 75%, if it does, then we'll lock in 1-to-1 basically. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in this, to be honest, but it doesn't really matter, right? It's mechanical. So I do like that we held this gap. I don't love that because this could retest this gap one more time, maybe push into it a little deeper. So I don't love where the stop is. I would feel more comfortable with the stop up here, but it's not what makes sense. It's not what the strategy is about. So let's see, 79. It's going to redo my math and make sure I am right here. 44, yeah, we're right. So 547 would be the take profit. So there you go. So we're tagged in. You guys can see the trade there, and let's see what happens. So risking 44 handles, I don't know, $4, $170 or so for a possible $350 move here. We'll see. One or the other is going to happen. We are down about $500 on this account, so, should be able to claw our way back here at some point. Just going to keep plugging along with it. Got to keep plugging along. Let's take a look at the ES. Curious as to what it's doing. What did I do with the ES? Did I close the ES out? I might have. Well, this thing is pushing. Don't love that. Well, it might just be a quick death here, guys. Might just be a quick death. All right, so the ES, yeah, ES is pumping here back above 45. I don't love that. And stopped out there. $181. Here's the thing. This is the frustrating thing with this strategy, right? I mean, like, this thing's probably going to turn around somewhere in this zone. But that's just not how the strategy works. I didn't love the fact that we had such a small gap. Usually you kind of want to see a little bigger than that. I mean, this is like 2-3 points. But it has worked off that kind of gap before. So look at this thing. Stop us out. It's going to tick me out right there. I mean, literally. You dirty dog. Yeah, I guess the high is like 81. But we put the stop where it needed to be based on our risk to reward. So I would imagine this strategy should start turning in the other direction, guys. I mean, we've been front running it a little bit here, like I said. It's been running at that 54, 55% range. We were down to 49% at the end of last week's review. You only need 2 winners a week to make it a winning strategy. That's all you need. 2 winners a week. So, one no trade yesterday. I don't remember what happened Monday. Did we have a loser on Monday? I don't know. It's hard for me to remember day to day. So, but I am on vacation. That's going to do it for me. Got some plans today. Going to be heading over to Connecticut. Like I said, I'm going to be vlogging it all. So, you guys will see it later on the week. But we will be back live tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, trying to get into 400 subscribers here. And I think we're still stuck at 398. So, got a ways. Just need a couple more subscribers. So, we'll be live tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. and do it all again. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.